try this one more time. I'm gonna play this and...
This broken heart of mine, said let the rain come down, the rain come down, let the rain come down, down. Shut up already. Here we go. The rain come down, the rain come down, let the rain come down, down. Tell me who in this house know about the quake? I mean, really? Really? If you know how to rock, say yeah. Yeah. If you know how to party, say oh yeah. Oh yeah. But if you ain't hip to the rare housequake, shut up already. Damn. Housequake. Everybody jump up and down. Housequake. There's a brand new groove going round. In your funky town. And the kick drum needs the fault. You gotta rock this mother set. We gotta rock this mother set. We gonna show you what to do. You put your foot down on the two. You jump up on the one. Now you're having fun. You're doing the housequake. Hey, question. Does anybody know about the quake? Oh, you can't get on until you make the house shake. Now everybody clap your hands. Come on. Let's jam, y'all. Let's jam. Don't wait for your nigga. Grenades and ham. Doing the housequake. There's a brand new groove going round in your city, in your town. Housequake. And the kick drum is the bone. Housequake. Housequake. You gotta rock this mother. Housequake. Housequake. You walked in, I woke up. I've never seen a pretty girl look so tough, baby. You got that color you peach and black, color me taking her back. Crucial, I think I want ya. You got hook, you got hook. Sure enough to be cooking my book. Your face is jamming, your body's heavy slamming. Your love is good.
2,000 people doing the things in your house.
You got the look.
Mine is 1,700 dance for me.
Hallelujah.
Let's go.
Very awesome.
Oh.
Let us bow our
I don't know if
heads
you've
and
seen this yet or not, but CL, a channel on
thank the Almighty for
they
you,
posted
baby.
this video yesterday, and
Thank
holy
you.
crap, I'm addicted to it.
Hallelujah. I like it. I like it when you dance for me.
I'll take this one, David.
Like it
there's
when you
another person in
dance,
here.
'cause it gets me hot. I like it when you
Oh
shake
my goodness, you said
everything
this. You
you
are
got.
crazy. Hi,
I like it when you dance, 'cause it's so sexy. I like it when you dance
Oh,
for me.
girl, you know you need to stop.
I like it when you think you got it all alone. You're the voice I hear on the
Three people
telephone.
in here. Oh, you guys are
Telling me
nuts.
all your deepest fantasies. I like it when you
I
dance for
honestly
me.
have no idea what we're doing.
Hallelujah.
I think we should make fun of me for this music.
I like it when you dance for me.
Any ideas are welcome.
I like it when you dance for me.
What time is it where you're at right now?
Like it when I hear a knock on my door.
Knock on the door.
You are standing there in the Christian Dior.
Perhaps.
Dark sunglasses
Perhaps
in the
not.
pale moonlight.
Hey.
I like it when the scene is right.
Work it, work it.
on the chair. If anybody finds it, I don't care. What we do together makes history. I like it when you dance for me. Hallelujah. Oh, oh, I like it when you dance for me. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, I like it when you dance for me.
You were the girl that changed my world. You were the girl for me. You lit the fuse, I stand confused. You were the first for me, but you turned me off. You changed the bomb on me, baby. You dropped the bomb on me, but you turned me on. You dropped the bomb on me,
What do y'all want to talk about?
baby. You dropped the bomb on me. You were my thrill. You were my thrill. You dropped the bomb on me. You turned me up. You turned me on. You turned me loose and you turned me wrong. You dropped the bomb on me, baby. You dropped the bomb on me. You turned me up. You dropped the bomb on me, baby. You dropped the bomb on me. Just like Adam and Eve, such a set free. You took me to the sky. I've never been so high. You were my fears. You were my friends. You were my hope. You were my smoke. You dropped the bomb. You dropped the bomb on me, baby. You dropped the bomb on me. But you turned me up. You dropped the bomb on me.
I also love the mask that you put on your pink
But you
stand-up.
turned me
That's
on.
hilarious. I laugh, and every day when you post your videos, I laugh.
You dropped the bomb on me.
She wears a long fur coat of mink, even in the summertime. Everybody knows from the cold little wink, the girl's got a lot on her mind. She's got big thoughts, big dreams, and a big brown Mercedes sedan. What about this girl? She
You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
to be in love with a man. She wants to lead a glamorous life. She don't need a she wants to lead.
Hold on. Can you hear me now? It should work. Then we don't have any music.
Glamorous life without a love, it ain't much.
Is that better?
Smelling like a rose. You wonder how I do it. It's just one simple rule. I'm just cool. Oh, honey, baby, can't you see? Girl, I'm so cool. Ain't nobody bad like me. Hey.
Well, what do y'all want to talk about? I'm always down to talk about Prince. So.
Grenade launcher rolls
that's saved for the videos. Like, I can keep it more tense than biblical, I suppose. If y'all are up for it. Let's see here. How do I make this really, really quiet and then put this thing back on? There we go. Let's see, where can I put this? I guess that works. Can y'all see? Yay! Okay, I don't know how to do this. I'm like, this is my first live stream, like my first real one, so, kind of nervous, sort of. Not nervous, just, don't know what the heck to do. The music's distracting. Turn that off and let it play in the background. What about the 1999 thing? Ooh, that's, okay, perfect. How would I start that? See, this is a problem I have when I do videos, is, it's in here, but I can't make it come out here. Let's see how to do this. I don't know. Okay. 1999, the video. Y'all all think that that's about Y2K, right? It's not at all. In any way, shape, or form. And most people are probably going to think that I'm completely nuts. But, it just isn't. Okay, I'm leaving the music. It's no more messing with it. Anyway. 1999 is not about the Y2K thing. It's going to be deep, so try to follow me if you can. But in the Bible, it talks about how, oh no, then that's going to die. When Jesus was crucified, he says that he was going to be raised in 3 days. And he also says, there's a prophecy in, I think it's either in Hosea or Malachi. It's chapter 6. I know for a fact, I just don't remember which book. But he says he's going to raise his people up on the 3rd day. That's in reference to the, what do you call it, the rapture. Everybody thinks that everybody's going to get raptured up at the exact same time. That's Hollywood regurgita. It's not true. When it says that, it means that on the 3rd day, he's going to catch his people up. He makes 2 references about how there'll be 2 men in the field. One will be working, or one will be caught up, and the other one will be left behind. There'll be 2 women at a millstone, and one will be caught up, and the other shall be left behind. What that's talking about is you have your spiritual body, your celestial body, and then you have your physical body, your flesh. Well, one's going to be caught up and the other will be left behind, meaning your body's just going to drop, but your spirit, your soul's going to be caught up. As you know, it's going to be in here. It's not in the actual sky. That's crazy. Because he says that the kingdom of heaven is inside of you. So if you go to, I think it's 2 Peter chapter, I don't know, off the top of my head, I do have my Bible, I can look it up if y'all want me to. But he says that beloved ones, do not forget that one day unto man is like 1,000 years unto God, and 1,000 years unto God is like, or 1,000 years to man is like one day unto God, and one day unto God is like 1,000 years to man. So one day is 1,000 years. And you always let Scripture interpret Scripture. Always. So, this is where it's going to get crazy, and people are going to go, okay, I'm not listening anymore, and they're going to click off, but it's okay. April 21st, 2016 was exactly, I think, 3,000 years or 2,000 years? 3,000. It was 3,000. April 21st, 2016 was the 3rd day from Christ's crucifixion, like, exactly. Most people don't think about that. Most people, it's because of the calendar system and the way everything's set up. It's got everybody confused, but it was the actual 3,000 years from Christ's crucifixion. Now, when he says, oh my goodness, I have to have my Bible out. In 1999, he says, I was dreaming when I wrote this. Forgive me if it goes astray. But when I woke up this morning, I could have sworn it was Judgment Day. The sky was all purple, which means it was an overcast day, like in Raspberry Beret. There were people running everywhere, trying to run from the destruction, but I didn't even care. Well, the reason he didn't even care was because he was caught up. It correlates with I Would Die For You, and oh my goodness, a bunch of his songs. Like, he's got one song that says, I think it's Fury. He says, you probably heard it on the news this morning. Congratulations, another star was born. It goes into the same thing as Rock and Roll Love Affair, where he says, that's when stars collide, when there's space for what you want, when your heart's open wide. It's all the same thing. It's like he says in the Larry King interview, that you'll find out that Sex EMF is saying the exact same thing as P Control. All of his songs are talking about the exact same thing. But in 1999, he says 2000, party over, oops, out of time. He's talking about the second day. Like, on the second day, it's out of time. The third day, it's, oh, what in the heck? You're going to just have to bear with me here. I have to get my Bible out. I did not want to do this. I shouldn't have said it. That's Ezekiel. There it is. You see, I'm all nervous and I can't do this right. To my voice, I sound like a hillbilly. And I try not to, but I do. It's being from Oklahoma. And I'm long-winded. Oh my gosh, that's something I really have to figure out a way to work on, is to not talk so much. But, yeah, I do a lot. Can't help it. And see, now I've lost track of what I was talking about. Anywho, I'm serious. Like, you have no idea. I could sit and go song by song on his entire catalog and tell you exactly, and I don't know why I can do that. I have no idea, but it all started, okay, let me just back this up and get you straight here. When I was in my mom's belly, seriously, she was playing Prince music to me. Like, that's the first music I ever heard was Prince. My mom was in love with Prince. It's bad. I would come home from school every single day and she'd be cleaning the house and there would just be Prince blaring. And, I don't know. I've just always been obsessed. Not to the point that I am now, but when he passed away, I kid you not, this is a true story. Not lying. There's nothing fake about it. My friend and I, he'd never really listened to Prince, like, ever, and it was floored me. And I was like, oh, we've got to fix this. You're going to find out that most songs that you've heard, there's a lot of them that you've heard that you like. Prince wrote them. And so I started playing him all these songs. Well, next thing you know, we're having like this, and it was about midnight when it started. And if you guys know, Prince passed away like at midnight. All the details involving his there's so much that I want to share with people and I don't have enough time to do it. But yeah, that's when he passed away. Now, at that same time, we're having a Prince dance party. Just the two of us. We were supposed to be painting the house and, we're painting walls and talking and dancing the entire time, listening to Prince music, just one track after another. He drove me home that next morning because the dance party lasted from about midnight to about 8 o'clock in the morning. By the time I made it home, it was about 15 minutes later. He texts me or he calls me and he says, hey, you're never going to guess who just passed away. And I said, who? And then it hit me. It's like I already knew before he even said it. And he told me and I lost my shit completely. There was this thing with my mom and I that when I got older, I was going to become a singer and I was going to introduce her to Prince and he was going to become my new dad. Or I was going to meet Prince and I was going to marry him and then I was going to introduce her to a new son in law. One or the other. And that didn't happen. So I was devastated on that. But there's just a lot of really weird things with Prince there. But it's, I forgot what word you used. Ethereal, I guess. I think that's the word you used. It's very, everything since then has been that way, and I'm not joking you. I've started getting weird, all kinds of weird things. There's anyway. Let's go back to 1999. Maybe that'll be less embarrassing. As far as that goes, he's not talking about Y2K. He's talking about the third day, or the second day being over, and Jesus says he's going to catch his people up on the third day. Doesn't say all at the same time. It just says he's going to catch them up on the third day. And literally at the stroke of midnight, we lost him. And he was, if you go into your scriptures and you look up in the New Testament where Jesus talks about the sign of the time, that's Prince. He was the sign of the time. People think that I'm nuts every single time I say this, but it is what it is, folks. The sign of the time, as you know, it says that there shall be no sign given except for the sign of the prophet Jonah, as he were unto the Ninevites. Well, that means, who was Jonah to the Ninevites? Well, Jonah in Hebrew is Yonah, and Yonah means dove. Now, how do I explain this? That's your sign, is the dove. Well, as you know, doves always come in pairs. So there's two, which is why he goes on from talking about Jonah, because he says, this will be the only sign given. But behold, there is a greater than Jonah here and now, because his fame was widespread. When it gets done talking about that, it goes straight to the Queen of the South shall rise up in judgment. Well, those are references to Solomon and Sheba, not the literal people. If the literal people even literally existed, the whole Bible's a parable. And then people like to throw fits over that too. And I'm not trying to be like knocking your faith and your belief and stuff. I believe in Jehovah God and I believe in Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit. But, you know, just I don't have the same interpretation, I guess, as everybody else. But you can blame Prince for that. I guess it's because I get most of everything that I have as far as my beliefs go because of him. Golly, there's 5 people in here now. Wow. Hi, new person that come in. Don't mind me. If you don't want your beliefs challenged, then don't listen or something. I don't know. But anyway, the Queen of the South is the Queen of Sheba, because she travels from the ends of the earth to hear Solomon's wisdom. And if you guys, do you guys like the Rainbow Children album at all? If you do, that's what all of this is about. The Rainbow Children are the what the Old Testament refers to as the children of light. And let's see here. Anyway, we'll go back to the Solomon thing. Solomon is the wisest person ever because he asked for wisdom and God was so happy he gave it to him. In Revelation, it speaks of, what does he say? The you know, the calculation of the beast and the number and the 666 thing. Like I said, you let Scripture interpret Scripture. And when it says, let him who hath wisdom calculate the number, it means go to your Bible, open it up, and see who it is that has the, you know, who has wisdom. So who is it in the Bible that has wisdom? Well, it's Solomon. And there's a thing about how Solomon's got 666 talents of gold. Well, then there's your sign, your deal there. 666 is, it says that it's the number of a man. Well, that's currency. That's, you know, it's gold. It's money, scales or balances. So that's that. Then you go to look up the meaning of Solomon. Well, Solomon comes from the word shalom, which means peace. Now, what was his thing on Sign of the Times is the peace sign. Anyways, peace. Just not let me chase rabbits. Don't let me do it. Somebody put in the comments, say, hey, stick to the path that you're on, because I will chase them like crazy. Solomon, coming from shalom, which means peace, is derived from the word tor in the Hebrew language. And tor is the other word in Hebrew and Aramaic for dove. So Jonah is Yonah, which means dove. So to the Ninevites, it would be Yonah, which is the dove. And then Solomon, the one that has wisdom, is Tor, which is the other one for dove. You know, Prince has a song where he says, I just might be the one who tapped on the crag. I think it's called Feel Better or Feel Good, something like that. That's that's your sign. You're looking for the sign of the dove, the sign of peace. And that's his MO constantly. Also, the other thing is that with it being Solomon, Solomon was the son of King David, which would make him a prince. That's why Jesus is called the Prince of Peace. That's why King Solomon was a prince first. And what does Prince say? You got to be prince before you're king anyway. That's what he's talking about. But he's the sign of the time. That was him. He's the one that ushers in the return of Christ, which is why he was always telling you he's not coming, he's here, and it's time for everybody to kind of wake up to that fact. But yeah. In 1999, that's what he's referring to. He says that he describes the day that he passed away like perfectly. In Raspberry Beret, he does the exact same thing. What does he say? Overcast days never turned me on, but something about the clouds and her mixed. He's referencing the Queen of Sheba, the girl that rises up out of judgment. He mentions this same girl, and I know that there are a lot of people that think that he wrote certain songs for certain people, but he just didn't. Maybe in a realistic sense, I guess, but spiritually it's all the same thing. Jesus talks about how after him there will come the helper who will break everything down for you, the one that will give you understanding and comfort before his return. That's him. I know that it's crazy, but you got to think about it. It says that Jesus won't return until all of his word is preached throughout the entire world. And in order to, accomplish that, you've got to find somebody who's pretty famous. And, when Prince passed away, that's another thing is somebody put an article out here a while back about how April 21st, 2016 was considered to be one of the world wonders now because the whole world was purple. Literally, like there was a satellite image where there was a purple hue on most parts of the world because he passed away. His fame, there was nobody more famous than Prince. I mean, come on now, nobody's more famous. And what better way to spread that word than by being, literally the most famous person that's ever walked the face of this planet, who could sing better than anybody, play better than anybody, write better than anybody, perform better than anybody. It's just, it is what it is, folks. But yep. The third eye girl that he talks about constantly, he's got the face of her on When Doves Cry and in Purple Rain. And, oh, that's another thing. Did y'all know that in Purple Rain, the movie, there is a scene where it's right when Apollonia comes to visit him at his folks' house for the first time. And she walks in and it pans over to where there's this little Pegasus statue. And there's a clock. And I have this recorded somewhere. But I don't know where that's at. Anywho. There's dice sitting in front of this clock. And the clock, I can't remember what the clock says. But the dice equals up to 421. And the Pegasus is a P. And if the way that it's set up, it says P, dice, on 421:16. It's real weird, but it's there. If you don't believe me, go look for yourself. It'll be in one of my future videos. It's in the 3121 video, but I have not got it posted yet. It's really long, but yeah. There's that. There's a spot where it goes to his radio stereo thing, and it has 421 on it too. That number is like in everything. His, oh, what do you call it? The parade tour, where he did, or around the world in a day. He keeps doing the 4 and 2 and the 1, and it's in everything. It's in Raspberry Beret. If you look over on the side of the music video, there's like little right in here, there's numbers, and it keeps popping up with 421 2016. They're right there. They're like in everything. When something is that blatantly obvious in your face, you can't deny it. I used to tell my friends, I was like, man, how many coincidences does it take before something is no longer a coincidence? Because I kept finding them one after another, over and over and over. And it's ridiculous. I'm not joking you, it's ridiculous. What was it, Let's Work? I think that's another one where he says, throwing CDs out. How does it go? Throwing CDs out my window, something out my door. He's talking about, because you know when he passed away that next morning, they were just like giving boxes of random stuff away, and it was boxes filled with, you know, CDs and booklets and little magazine inserts and pictures and just whatever they could find in the house. That's another thing. Oh my goodness. See, I could go all day long with telling you guys these weird little things that I've noticed. Is everybody bored to death yet? Are we still good? I'm going to wait until I hear something. Mesmerized. But, okay. Well, I'll keep going, I guess. What was I fixing to say? See, I forgot again. Oh, I should say this. Okay, and I would die for you. You know, he says, and that's something that drives me nuts. Okay, people, he does not say, and if the elevator tries to bring you down. That is not the lyrics. That's not correct. It's not accurate. He says, and if the elevator tries to bring you down. The elevator. Well, on the wall at Paisley Park, he says, or it says, it's painted, it says elevation. Because that's where the elevator is. And what does an elevator do? It elevates you. So if the elevator tries to bring you down, you go crazy and punch a higher floor. It's not a technical reference to the elevator, but it's still referencing the elevator. But it's the de-elevation, meaning if you die. But what is the opposite of elevation? It's de-elevation. So, and it's right there, you know. Oh, and I hate that video where they filmed his body laying on the ground. Ooh, that makes me mad. But in it, right there on the wall, there it is. It says elevation. And if the de-elevator tries to bring you down, you go crazy and punch a hard floor. The end of that song, it says pills, chills, thrills, daffodils will kill. Pills is obviously what caused him to go. The thrill is, you know, de-evaluation is to be elevated. Yes, sir. The pills, okay, thrills, chills. Chills are a reference to the flu thing. You know, where he says, in that book, I've got that somewhere, but he tells him he didn't have the flu, but he had flu-like symptoms. Well, that's from the opiates, but that's where your chills come in. It's referencing the fever, and then the flowers, the daffodils, that's the mark of springtime. It's one of the first flowers that start to blossom right as spring hits. It's all reference to that particular day. There's a whole bunch of them. That's another thing. In 1999, he says he's got a lion in his pocket and baby, it's ready to roar. That's another sign of the time. Oh, what is that song? I'm actually doing a video on it right now. Oh crap, what's it called? I forgot which one it was. But he's always got a Do you really have a bunch of daffodils? What ones? Are they the yellow ones? Those are the ones that are budding first right now. They're pretty. They make me sad now, but they're pretty. Um, the lion is another reference to the sign of the time. And people don't ever want to take this into consideration, but there's the Lion of Judah, and then there is the hearth of God, or the altar. What's it called? I think it's the altar of God, but its name is Ariel, like Ariel from The Little Mermaid, but it's Ariel. And yay! Um, Graffiti Bridge. Oh my god, that is the most underrated movie. I love Graffiti Bridge. Seriously, like, I'm addicted to it. I bet I watch it once a week. For real. I love it. But I can't remember the kid's name. He does that song. See, I'm drawing a blank. I'm on this thing and I'm all nervous. Anyways, he says Ariel, and right before the song starts. That Round and Round. That one. I don't know if you guys can catch that or not. I talk fast. But he says it there, and then it's in another Prince song that escapes me at this moment. But yeah, man, see, I wish that the sound would work and I would play you these interviews and clips and stuff that I have. And boy, we'd break it down. We'd be here for hours, though. Let's see, what else do we got here? I'm drawing a blank. There's a lot of them, though. Y'all, if y'all want to know anything about a song, if there's anything weird in it, just put it down there in the comments and I'll tell you what I got on it. Y'all can help me. And it's silence. I'll give you a minute if you can think of any, or if you want to know. Fury, the song Fury, that's in reference to the Queen of the South. It's somebody that's here now, though. Whoever it may be. Crystal ball clear. That doesn't surprise me. I wish the sound worked. If it did, this would be a lot easier. I'll have to figure that out at some point. But, what song was it? I was just talking to somebody about this too. Crap. Give me a minute here. I don't know. Does anybody want to know anything about one of his songs? Or anything? I'm telling you, it's like I've got a walkie-talkie up here or something. It's really weird. I'm like, I don't know if you guys have ever watched that Carpool Karaoke. I watched one with Celine Dion in it. She was the guest. And he was making fun of her because anytime anybody says anything, she can, like, think of a song that goes to it and she'll just start singing it. I've been that way my whole life, and it's just kind of funny because all of them are Prince songs that pop into my head. Oh my gosh, now we got 7 people in here. I'm so sorry you're wasting your time. I'm weird, and not interesting at all. But I really like talking about Prince and music and God. Not in that order, but definitely. Nobody has a song they want to talk about or anything that they want to talk about. I feel like this is just a conversation between me and PBC. Yes, no, maybe, nope. Okay, there's another one, Clouds. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Nelson, but the medication that you have been given has put you in a state of suspended animation. Don't try to talk right now, but you know what I'm talking about in Clouds. The medication that you've been given. Ooh, I want to make a statement right now, but I'm not going to. Okay. Who do you guys think gave him the medicine? I genuinely would like to know what everybody's thoughts are on that before I say anything. Anybody? There might be a lag or something. Maybe that's why it's taking so long. Like, I know most people think that it's Kirk Johnson. Self-medicating. It popped up on this one. Why didn't it pop up on that one? Yes, I have my tablet going because there's a lag in this one. Definitely self-medicating. But I think that he knew it was going to be that way. Do y'all listen to his last tour, the Piano and Microphone, where he was doing all that stuff? There's one of the songs where he says right at the end of it, he says, "Y'all ain't gonna kill me." It's what he's referencing. And then he says something to Kirk in one of them where he says, "Told you should have brought a tambourine, Kirk." Tambourine is not like, he's not talking about the musical instrument. He's talking about it's the same girl that he talks about in all of his songs. She's Tambourine. She's the same girl as who the Third Eye Girl is. Like, there is this, and this is something that I do not understand yet, and I've not figured out. I figured a lot of it out, but I don't know how he knew. Like, that part of it I don't understand because it's never happened to me. But he says a whole bunch that I don't know how to explain this. See, I can see it in my head perfectly, but I can't explain it. He knew whoever this girl is, or we know that she's a weepy-eyed white girl. We know that and that's his words, not mine. We know that she is jailbait, way younger. She's literally, what does he say in that song? Half his age. He calls her his mirror. That's another one. That's a good one. In Cream, almost every time he performs it live, he says, I wrote this while I was looking in the mirror. He was seeing somebody in his head. He was having visions. And that's not, if you're a believer in God, then you know that that's not far-fetched, because everybody who's put anything down in this book had visions. But he was having visions of somebody. And if you think about that, that's kind of creepy. But it is what it is. See, I sound like a nutwad. People are going to be like, she needs to be in a mental home. But I'm not at all. I don't know. It's just, it's just like he says, 1 + 1 + 1 is 3. If you put them all together, that's what it comes up to. It's not going to come out to anything other than. That's why I was asking my friend, how many coincidences does it take before it's no longer a coincidence? It is what it is. But where was I at? I don't even know what I was talking about now. See, I wish my friend was here because I can just go on and on and on when he's around. But he's self-quarantined right now because of this corona crap. Hey, that's something. I'm actually making a video on it right now. It's going to be posted either this evening or tomorrow morning. But I don't know what the situation is for everybody out there. But I know for me, I live outside of city limits. And like, if you go to call for delivery or something, you can't get that out here. Well, my friend, his grandpa passed away the other morning, and they've been quarantined, but they live outside of city limits. So if you guys are not quarantined or self-quarantined, and you go to make a run in town for an essentials or a necessity or just something to eat for dinner, and you know of anybody that doesn't have that luxury, man, call them up. It is our job as human beings to take care of one another, to love each other. And people out there are hungry, and people out there can't go to the store, and they might not have any family or friends or anything like that. So if you can, ask anybody if they need anything when you go to do your runs. And don't worry about getting sick. They make Lysol and hand sanitizer, and people can leave you some money on their porch in an envelope, and you can go pick something up for them. Just take care of each other, really, because we need it right now more than ever. Everybody's freaking out about the coronavirus, and, you know, this is God's way of saying, come back to me, come home, repent. And you can't learn that lesson if, you know, you're, see, I'm not getting any, messages on this deal, but on my tablet, what does it say? 1 plus 1 plus 1 is complicated. Ain't it? It is Corona crap. It really is. We all just need to take care of each other because that's what we're supposed to be doing. Right now, my concern is with the money situation. Man, they're working us over to change currency, and that's not good. Because if you remember what I was saying, the Mark of the Beast thing. That's, baby, you gotta quit making weird noises. If y'all hear weird itchy noises, like a dog itching, it's my dog. She's gnawing on her foot right now, and it sounds weird. And she's real fat, so she can't bend her body. So it's just kind of like a grunt and a scratch. It's real awful. But yeah, the currency thing, that's the thing, is the Mark of the Beast. Is it's money, it's balances. They're trying to make you put life into something that doesn't live, which is money, and we know money is the root of all evil, and they're trying to do something. It's fixing to happen, though. I don't really get into conspiracies that much. I used to when I was younger, man, because I wanted to know something, but now I don't. Now I realize, just like Prince says, there's a lot of things out there that are designed to... What did you say? Can you get some beans next time? I will. What kind do you want? I will get them for you, and I will send them your way. Oh, you're gnawing on your foot also? I think we need to have a talk about what is okay to do and what is not okay to do. You cannot gnaw on your foot. She can. Well, she can right now. If she gets any fatter, and she won't be able to. But she's a princess. I love her. That dog saved my life. I'm not kidding you. That I don't go anywhere without her. She's like attached to my hip, except for when she's gnawing on her foot, and she's doing that on her own. But that's the thing, is they're trying to... It's all... I don't even know what I was saying now. Gone. You gnawing on your foot threw me off. Yeah. So, anyway, how are things? Anything, anybody? I don't know why I'm even asking at this point. Nobody's talking except for me and PBC. There's 7 people in here, but there's really only 2 people in here. No, right now, the best thing to do with this coronavirus is to just pray. You got a problem? Pray it out. Jehovah's answering. He's listening. He's there. You just got to know how to talk to him. Like, seriously, thank him. Don't just get down on your knees. If people even do that, don't get on your knees and just ask him for a bunch of stuff. He's not Santa Claus. You don't give him your wish list. You just tell him thank you. Thank you for every little breath he allows you to take. Amen. That's right. Oh, I could get on Jehovah and go all day long. For real, for real. I love God. That's something that's been in me since, like, birth. I have had a grandma. Ooh, that's something I ought to tell you guys. Weird coinkydinks between me and Prince. There's a crap load of them. I'm literally half his age. He was born June 7th, 1958. I was born June 20th, 1985. Oh, that's something I've got to show you. I did not know this. This was not done on purpose, so please don't think that I did this on purpose, because it's totally not. Is there any way for me to draw on my screen? Hold on. Let me see here. Hopefully this doesn't mess everything up. You like my background? Let's see here. Well, let me move that out of the way. Maybe this will work. That needs to go over there. I love this little app. They don't put it on Google Play anymore, but it's the best ever. Okay, let me put these back on too so I can see what people are saying. That's still saying the same thing there. I'll just look on the other one. Boy, that looks weird. Alright. In 3121. I did not do this on purpose. Keep in mind here. But y'all know how I write my name on my videos. Well, and on everything. It's even like that on the back of my debit card. It's real weird. But I go... You know, that's how I sign it. 3121. Bear with me here. There's your 3. There's your 1. There's your 2. And there's your 1. Weird, right? Not done on purpose. Just noticed that about a month ago. Weirded me out a little bit. Nobody's saying nothing? Okay. Anyway, just thought I'd show you guys that. But my grandma, she's the one who put the whole Prince thing in me. Like, not Prince thing, the love of Jesus, love of God. That woman, oh, I love my grandma. But, and I miss her dearly. She loved Jesus more than I think anybody. That she loved the Lord. She's constantly praying, always, he's in every aspect of her life. But, her name is Ruth, and she has a sister, not her twin sister, but a sister, and her name was Edna May. Now, they did have brothers that were twins, Victor and Vansel, but her sister's name was Edna May. And I'm named after, and my mom is named after her sister. My mom, who's Doris, has my Grandma Ruth's middle name, and then my Aunt Edna's middle name. Edna May, Doris May, and then I'm Amber May. Prince's mom, I don't know if y'all know this or not, who was her twin sister, her twin sister, her name was Edna May. But that's not where it gets more weird than that. My pawpaw, who is my hero. Okay, I love my pawpaw more than freaking anybody on this planet. Just about. And he's gone too. He died when I was 7 or 8. I crawled in the casket with him. I kid you not. I was that traumatized. If he was going, I was going too. I'm not joking you. And that is the truth. I crawled in there. They had to pull me out. His name is Ralph Nelson. Nelson. If y'all ever looked at the, I forgot what it's called, but it was Prince and Mayte's marriage wedding booklet thing that was out. It was like this fairy tale story about how they would recognize each other in the next life or something like that. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? I hope so. If they were going on signs and stuff, I've got her blown out of the water. Completely blown out of the water. Let's see, what are some of the things that was in that? I don't know, but it got really quiet in this house, and I'm going to go outside. Let's see here. Biddy Ree, you want to go out? She's like, nope. Biddy Ree. Okay, I'm going to lose the camera for the thingy so I can run outside real quick. But I'm still going to continue talking. Betty Ree. Fat girl, get up off the bed. We got friends and we don't want to keep our friends waiting. Come on. There you go, good girl. Might be able to look up online real quick what their dilly bopper. Oh, that's another thing. Okay. Her name is Mayte, right? Mayte. There it is. Mayte, I think that it's weird because when he wrote the song, he already had known Mayte. They were already together. The song, I think it's Continental. The Continental or the Max. There we go. Got that back. I think it is. Pull those up too. It's. Wow, that was loud. Let me sit down here. He says, I'd be like, yeah, May. Because. Really? Okay, so I made a comment that it was too quiet in the house, and then I come out here and now it's too loud. Something about flip so many quarters on my stomach, will you marry my ass? And I'd be like, yeah, May, because I want the... He says May, her name's not Mayte, or Mate, it's Mayte. But I'm May. See, I told you I was obsessed with him when I was younger, but I got her completely blown out of the water with that. She dances, I dance, but I also sing and everything else. See, I was a much better candidate. No. The quarter trick, I too can do the exact same quarter trick. I think that's something that they teach you when you're dancing as a child. I think that they just show you weird little party tricks because there's all kinds of them. The sword thing, that's a biblical reference, by the way. Wow, somebody needs to make their dog shh. What was I going to say? I don't remember. Just left me. This is probably the most boring live stream y'all have ever been to, so I apologize for that. And I wish I could read the comments, but I can't. Let's see here. Oh, the princess thing. There you go. He refers to her as Princess Maite. She ain't a princess, but I am. On my grandma's side, we're direct descendants, like literally direct descendants of King Louis, the one that had his head chopped off, that was married to Marie Antoinette. Or not Marie, not Marie Antoinette. Or, I can't remember what her name is. Maybe that is her name. I don't know. The 16th, King Louis the 16th. Both of them were beheaded. They had a son and 2 daughters, I think. The daughter was a dauphin afterwards. We're direct descendants from them. Like, if they still had, you know, that kind of thing going on over there, I would be a princess. So I really am a princess. I'm not a princess, but I could have been. Then talking about her being Nell's son or something like that. You don't have to try to figure out things with my name. It's pretty set in stone. My papa was Ralph Nelson, so I don't have to go by my mom's name and then adding son to it. You don't have to do that. It is what it is. I have lots of fun talking about this, just because if he were still here, I could probably go to him and be like, okay, I know she's way prettier than me, but she can afford to be way prettier than me. But I'm just gonna tell you, I'm your, it's bad. I'm obsessed. Can't help it. Those dogs need to stop barking. I don't know. I have no idea what to talk about. I could talk about weird random stuff all day long, but I don't want to bore you guys to death. And I cannot see on my... Now there's people out here. I might have to run in and grab my tablet just so I can see what the comments say. That's what I'm going to do. Biddy Ree, stay right there. I'll be right back. We're going to run in and grab this real quick. Be right back. Oh my goodness, what did I come out to? They're just banging around. Okay, got my tablet. Let's see, what does it say here? You called me sugar. That's funny. My surroundings are annoying. At least once a day, I yell at the people across the street because I hate guns. I hate guns. In the Old Testament, it says, let your hand not touch anything meant for destruction. So if you put your hand on a gun, you are directly disobeying God. Come on now. There's no clauses or if, ands, or buts around any of this. If God says don't do something, don't do it. And people out here are gun happy. It's ridiculous. And they will start popping guns off, and then my dog will not go out and pee. She starts running into a corner and hiding and shaking, and I don't blame her. So I yell at them, and then they pop them off right one after another. I'm surprised I haven't done it yet, but I will mute this and then start getting angry if they do. But anyway, my surroundings can be very annoying. And what was the other one? A special ed, maybe. People don't like hearing me talk. That's just the only thing, is you like hearing me talk, and that makes no sense to me because everybody tells me I either talk too much or I don't make any sense. That's because I have a hard time putting words out the way they need to come out. I hear things perfectly in my head. I think things great. I'm an excellent thinker, but when it comes to spitting it out, I just trip over all my words. It's weird. But anyway, what was I going to say? See, I've lost it. That's another thing that people don't like talking to me because I blank out for a minute all the time. Y'all ought to see the moon. It is beautiful out here. It's almost full. And I chase rabbits a lot. I will be on one topic and then I go right to the next one. What was I going to say? Somebody help me out here. I really don't remember what I was going to say. Oh my God, y'all have been here for an hour. How about I'll do this for another, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll leave y'all alone. I know that we don't really have that much better to do, but anyway, let's get back to the princiness, because that's what I like to talk about, that and God. See, that's so weird. On the screen, it stops at that one comment, but here I'm getting them. I don't know. Nobody's commenting anyway, so what are some more of the weird coinky dink? I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I really am drawing a blank. Like, I'm just, somebody help me out here. I think there's only one person in the deal now, too. Is it just me and you, PBC? I think so. Yeah, people are like, this girl's nuts. I'm not going to listen to her. How about we do this? I would probably feel more comfortable stating everything that I would like to state if we weren't on live stream. I could meet you over on that one thing. Yeah, there's only one. It's just me and you in here now. Do this on Messenger instead of this. I would feel comfortable talking then. I wouldn't trip over my words so much, if that's cool with you. Or you can go to bed because it's probably late as hell. I think my deal froze up too, by the way. I think so. Uh-oh. It did. Can you see me or hear me? I think it did. Okay, either I will see you over on that, or I will restart this, or I will talk to you later, because I think both of my things have frozen up. Love the little video thing still working.